Hello everyone and welcome aboard for the class. In the morning, some of you told that actually due to some internet issues, we are unable to complete the part, that is the integration part, and we have find lots of difficulties because some are unable to see me, neither the board and all. So let's have a look of what we have discussed today. Today we discussed in the morning, the first time we discussed the exponential means expansion, means binomial expansion. We have discussed binomial expansion. So actually we are dealing with it what mathematical formulas that we will be using in physics for doing the derivation, for doing the numericals and all. So first part, yesterday, means in the last class also I discussed the differentiation part, and today we will be discussing, some of you have doubt in binomial expansion, so binomial expansion once again, then we will discuss the integration part. So binomial expansion means, suppose I am writing a1 plus x whole to the power n. If I want to expand this, then how can I write? The formula is 1 plus n into x, means the power multiplied by the second term, then second will be n into n minus 1 divided by factorial 2. Actually here we have factorial 1. Since 1 factorial is 1 only, so we are not writing that one. Then next part is n into n minus 1 into n minus 2. Like that it will continue. This is factorial 3. I forgot to write here x square will come, here x cube will come. Like that it will continue till infinity. It's okay. But if some numbers are given, then you will come to know up to which digit or which number it will be there. Okay. Now let's see. Actually, when we use in physics, while deriving, sometimes what happens, the higher order terms, means from the third term, higher order terms will come because it is a square. So what we used to do in physics, basically, we used to neglect the higher order terms. I would like to tell you something here as an example. When we will study the chapter gravitation, there we will be discussing about the variation of acceleration due to gravity of earth as we go above the earth surface, as we go below the earth surface, as well as we will discuss with the shape of the earth and with rotation of the earth also. So as we go above the earth, we used to get a relation like this: acceleration due to gravity at a height h is equals to, we will get g naught into we will get r square divided by r plus h whole square. So this formula actually we will get in that particular expression when we will derive it. Here I will get r is the radius of earth, and the small h is the height from the surface of earth. So these are the two terms. And here I would like to tell you, and if we assume, there is an assumption, if we assume that h is very less than r, then my equation gh will become g naught. When I will do the middle steps, but for today's class I'm not going to do. What I will write, let me little bit write it because it will become easier. So what we will do, we will divide both the numerator and denominator by r square. So numerator will become 1, denominator will become 1 by r plus h whole square. Like this I will get. So I can write this as g naught into 1 plus h by r whole to the power minus 2. Now I will use the binomial expansion concept. So here what will happen, I will write g naught within bracket. The first term is 1. So according to expansion, plus what will happen, n into x. N is what? Minus 2. So I can write here, instead of writing plus, minus 2. Then x is there. X means here h by r. So I will write h by r. Then plus, what will happen? Then n. Then this is minus 2 into minus 2 minus 1. Then divided by what? Factorial 2. Factorial 2 I am writing. Then what will happen? H by r whole square will be there like this. Now I said that and it will continue. Do not I have given square bracket, but it will continue till infinity. Then we will go on adding the terms, means expanding the terms. Now if I say h is 100 meter and if I say r is 6400 kilometer. Done. So see this value, if I convert them to be 0.1 kilometer. So if I divide h by r, the value will become what? 0.1 divided by 6400. So the value will be very less. Yes or no? If now I square this smaller value, what will happen? The value will become far more smaller or not? So as a result, what we used to do, we are going to neglect the higher order terms and we will write only the first two terms. That is, what we are going to write? We are going to write GH equals to G naught into 1 plus, not plus, sorry, it will be minus 2h by r. So this is my formula that we have derived. So here what is the concept we are using? We are using the concept of binomial expansion. Okay, so hope you have understood how to expand binomially. We will use this concept in some of the derivations in physics. Not doing any numerical, we are using for only what? Derivation purposes. So now let's move to the integration part. Okay, so I will discuss now rules of integration. Done? Rules of integration. So what are the rules of integration? Number one, integration is written like this. I told in the class that integration is nothing but it is summation only, but higher order summation. So integration I have written like this. So I will write cu dx. So if I say c is a constant, then my formula will become, c will come out integration of u dx. Hope. Let me give an example. I have written integration of 5x dx. So what will happen here? 5 will come out, then integration of x of dx will be there. Don't think that I will do one thing, that I will write 5 then x square d. No, because dx is what? A smaller quantity in length we are taking. If I want to write dt also, it is okay. If I want to write dv also, it is okay. You should remember that if I am writing dv, it is respect to means small value of what? If it is capital V, potential difference. If it is a small v, I will write small value of velocity. Similarly, here it is a small value of time. Done. So let's move to the number 2 concept. Number 2 is what? Number 2, if I will write, then it is integration of x to the power n dx. Suppose we have a rule like this. N is a number, any number, then it will be x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So example can I give? Example will be integration of, suppose I have written 3x square dx. Done? So what will happen? 3 will come out according to first rule. Then integration of x square dx will come. Here what will happen? This is my second rule, so I can write 3. Then what will happen? X to the power 2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1 will be there. So I can write this as 3x cube divided by 3. 3 will cancel out, so I will get x cube. Hope you have understood. So this is my second rule for integration. Let's move to the third rule. Sorry. Third rule. Third is integration of, suppose I have written u plus minus v, then dx. Then it will be integration of u dx plus minus integration of v dx. Done? Let me give an example here where I will use all the rules. So I have integration of 2x squared plus 3x dx. Done? Dx. So how can we write this one? I can write integration of 2x squared dx plus integration of 3x dx. It's okay? So now 2 will come out according to the first rule. Second rule, x squared dx. Done? Here also 3 will come out, integration of x dx. Now I will use what? I will use the second rule, that is 2. Then x to the power 2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 1. Done? Then I will use here 3 into x to the power 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. So what will happen to my answer here? Can anyone say? 2 into x cube divided by 3 plus 3 x square divided by 2. So I can write 2 by 3 x cube plus 3 by 2 x square. So this is my answer for this question. Hope it is clear. Okay. Now let's move to the next part. Another one. Number 4. Integration of dx. Yes, integration of dx. Integration of dx is what you know. It is x only. Done? Now let's give an example. I have written integration of 2x square plus 3 or 2x plus 3 dx. Then I can write this as integration of 2x dx plus integration of 3 dx. It's okay? So what will happen? 2 will come out, integration of x dx plus 3 integration of dx will be there. So I can write from here 2 x to the power 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1, then 3 into x will come. So my answer will be what? 2 into x square by 2 plus 3x. So 2 will cancel out, it will be x square plus 3x is the answer. Hope it is clear to all of you what I have done. Now other two I will just write on the equations. We will not use in mathematical solutions that one. We will be using that for solving equations only. Means deriving. Integration of sine of x dx. If it is integration sine x dx, it will be equal to minus cos of x. Let me write in a different way. You have learned not sine of x, you have learned as sine theta. If I write sine of theta, then this I have to write d theta. But sometimes in some places I may not get theta, I might get in a different term. So it will be equal to what? It will minus cos of theta will be there. Can I give another one? Let me show you. Integration of sine of omega t dt. I have written. This one I am going to use many times. Sine of omega t dt. Yes. So sine omega t, this is first term. Sine x, this one means minus cos x. So I will write minus of cos of omega t. The formula is what you know. In case of integration, if you have a term like this, omega t. See, if instead of omega, I have only written t, then what will happen? This my answer will be cos t. But since another term is there, omega is there. So what I have to do, I have to divide that by omega. Means my general rule, if I write sine of nx dx, it will be equal to minus cos of nx divided by n. This is my rule. So this is my next rule. The last rule that I will tell you now is cos of x dx. Then it will become plus sin x. Okay, so these are the rules for what? Doing the integration. I have already solved everything, and another one lastly I will tell you integration of e to the power x dx. If it is, then it will be e to the power x only. Nothing will happen. E to the power x will be e to the power x dx, means e to the power x. Okay, so that's all. And another thing I would like to tell you here. Okay, last part of this topic. Suppose I have done integration of x square 2x plus 1 dx. Sorry. And I say that we have an upper limit and a lower limit. Upper limit means this part, and this is the lower limit. We call the upper limit and lower limit. Basically, maths teacher will teach you. Just remember, I already told you in the class that this is not my part, but since it is required, the things that is very important which I will use, I am teaching you. Not beyond that. Now don't ask me why I am writing upper limit, lower limit. Upper limit means what? The maximum up to which I can edit. I have to edit, and minimum from where I will edit. Start editing. It means the starting point and the final point. If I say I am moving from A to B, A is my initial and B is my final. Suppose I say I am moving from here, this is my A and this is my B, done. Then if I say A is 5 meter, B is my 10 meter, my initial is 5, final is 10. So it is my lower limit, this is my upper limit. Basic I have told you. I am not going to tell you beyond that. So let me say that this is x. I will start with 0. Then suppose I have considered it is 3. Okay. So my first thing is that I am not going to look at this. I will say 0 to 3. Then x squared dx plus integration again 0 to 3 twice x dx plus integration again dx will be there. Is it okay? 0 to 3 I will write. Hope it is clear to all of you. Yes. Now integration of x squared, if I will not write 2 plus 1 also, you are acquainted that it will be x cubed by 3. Then after integration is over, you have to write the upper limit, lower limit on the right hand side with the square bracket. The next term, if I will write 2 will come out, then integration of x dx means x square by 2. Hope it is clear. 0 to 3. Done. What is integration of dx? It is x. So I will write x 0 to 3. Okay now? This 2 is constant, so to cancel out. Now my part is I will use the upper and lower limit. So what I will do, I will write 1 by 3 out. What is the variable here? X is a variable. So what is x here? X is x, power is 3. Upper limit is what? 3 or not? So I will write 3 cube. Minus, always minus will be there. Then I will place the lower limit. Lower limit is 0. Means in place of x I will write 0, then cube will be there. Then plus 2 is not there, no need to write. Then x means 3, means 3 squared. Minus 0 squared. Done. Plus again x is there, so it is 3 minus 0. So what I will get here? It will be equals to 1 by 3. 3 cube means 3 into 3 into 3. Can I write like this? It is easy because if I cancel, I can cancel out. Then plus 3 square. 3 square means 9. Last is again plus 3. So 3 is 3. 9 plus 9 plus 3. 9 and 18. 21. So 21 will be the answer. And if the upper and lower limits are given, I am not going to get in the what? I am not going to get in terms of variables. I will get in number. And if I have written here instead of 0, suppose instead of 0 I have written 1. Okay, this will become 1. So this is 1, this is 1. Then what will happen? This will become 1 cube. So this will become what? 1 square. This will become 1. Then you have to do separately. Hope you have understood the concept of upper limit and lower limit. Suppose I asked you when I will teach you in the next chapters about this, where I will use, then I will help you to solve the numericals. Thank you for the class today.